All right. Hey there, boys and girls, and welcome to Mr. B's Digital Hive. We are going to do a math lesson today for Tuesday, April the 14th, 2020. This math lesson will be lesson 1 from module 5 of the Eureka Kindergarten math curriculum. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at counting up to our number 10. Yeah, you're exactly right. So what we'll do today is we will do an application problem together. And you guys will have this work to do on a seesaw activity. So please watch Mr. Baxter's video and then you'll be able to do your work on a seesaw activity. Okay? But I'll show you kind of how you're going to be doing it. Let's make sure you can see me. Yeah, you can. All right. So first things first, we know when we're getting our mind ready for our math, we like to ring our bell. Now, lots of stuff going on. Some crazy storms yesterday. A lot of this social distancing has us all inside, and sometimes we can get all tense. And we forget that when we breathe, we let those good vibrations ring out. We open up our mind, which opens up our heart and can allow for new learning to occur. You guys ready to learn with me? I know you are. My bell's good and rang. All right, guys, so we have 2 questions we need to ask ourselves when we are doing a learning activity. And those 2 questions are, where are we going? That'll tell us kind of what we're going to be doing, what we're learning. And then we're going to ask, how do we get there? Every learning activity is almost like a road trip. Where we're going is what we're learning. How we get there is like our roadmap of how we're going to learn it. So where we are going today is, I can circle a group of 10 objects. All right, so let's take a look at that. I can circle a group of 10 objects. So how many do we need to count to be able to circle? There we go. We know where we're going. Now we got to figure out, how do we get there? Well, boys and girls, the way we get there to circling 10 objects, repeat after me. I can count to answer how many. And as Baxter Bees, you guys know that the last number we say equals how many. So here's where we're going. I can circle a group of 10 objects. You're going to have some 10s. We're going to circle a group of 10 ones. 10 ones is going to give you 1, 10. You're exactly right. And then how we're going to get there is I can count to answer how many. Now we touch and count, and the last number we say tells us how many. All right. So your application problem for today, guys, has to do with a friend named Marta. Now look here. You're going to see a piece of paper on your seesaw work that looks like this. 2 hands. These are Marta's friend Joey's hands. Okay. Now Marta had 10 peanuts, and she loves to pass out her peanuts at recess. So she has 10 peanuts, and she wanted to see how she could put some in one of Joey's hands and some in the other of Joey's hands. So I'm going to make the 2 groups, and I want to see if you guys can help me come up with the parts that I split the number 10 into. All right, so we're going to put 1, 2, 3 peanuts over here. And we're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 peanuts over here. So over here I have 3 peanuts. And over here I have 7 peanuts. Well, Baxter Bees, let's ask ourselves a question. Does 3 and 7 go together to make 10? If I have 3 and I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more, that gives me what? 10. You're exactly right. Now you may come up with some different partners. You may have 8 and 2. You may have 5 and 5. you may have 6 and 4. You might have decided to put all 10 in one hand and leave the other hand empty, which would be 10 and 0. Or you could do 9 and 1. You're exactly right. So there's all kinds of different ways that we can split up Marta's peanuts and pass them to her friend Joey. But that's our application problem for today, lesson 5.1 of the Eureka Kindergarten curriculum. I'm going to fold up Joey's hands and put those away. And then I'm going to show you a little bit of what we'll be doing for our math lesson today. Remember, I told you we are going to be counting and circling how many objects? I can count, I can circle a group of 10 objects. You're right. Well, we use something that helps us do that. You guys know it. It's called a 10 frame. But you may not have a 10 frame at home. But guess what? Don't worry about that. I'm going to show you how to make one really quick. Now, you don't have to make one because this is not something that's on your worksheet. But if you would like to go find some items at the house and see if you can make your own 10 frame, and then see, we're going to count them out in our 10 frame. Because if we fill up a 10 frame, guess how many we have? 10. If it doesn't fill up a 10 frame, it's not a group of 10. You're right. It's not quite enough. So first thing you need to do for a 10 frame is hit pause and go get a sheet of paper and a pen. And when you get back, hit play. All right, play. We got our sheet of paper and our pen. First thing you're going to do is you're going to draw a big rectangle. Now, a rectangle is like a stretched out square. It's got 4 sides and 4 corners. That is what you want first. Now, we're going to put 3 lines inside of our rectangle. 1, 2, 3. Why did I leave this one over here? Because we're going to actually put 4. Now, you've got something that's starting to look like a football field or a ladder. Now, what I want you to do is draw another line long ways down the middle that will split it into how many squares? 10. You're exactly right. You just made a 10 frame. You just made a 10 frame. You just made a 10 frame because you're really smart. All right, so we're going to use this 10 frame to count and answer how many and see if we can find ourselves a group of 10. So I've got a lot of different items that we're going to be looking at today, guys, okay? I've got some blue Lincoln cubes, some red Lincoln cubes, little cutout pieces of blue paper. I've got some pennies. Ooh, jingling-a-ling. I've got some cool, Mr. Baxter loves his rock collections. So we're going to use some of the rocks to count with today. And then, who doesn't love a goldfish? I would have ate it, but then we might not have it to count. Okay, all right. I'm going to hop back behind the camera and take a look and see what we're looking like. Okie dokie. Now, you can see with the 10 frame, I'm going to angle the camera down and we are going to use our 10 frame to see if we can make groups of 10. Now, I'll angle the camera down some so that you can see how I place objects in my 10 frame as I count. I'm going to start off. Let me tell you a little something. If it makes a group of 10, I'm going to leave it right up here. If it doesn't make a group of 10, you're out of here. Because we are looking for groups of 10. You're right. So here's how we would use a 10 frame to count. I break things off and I put it in the first square. That first square is how many? 1. You're right. There's 1 on our 10 frame, so that's how many we have. Take another one, 2. Place another one in the next spot, and it's 3. Now notice how Mr. Baxter's not putting them all over the place. I'm going in order so I know which one comes next. You're exactly right. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. So do we have a group of 10 blue Lincoln cubes? We sure do. I'm going to take them And I'm going to put them up here because there is a group of 10. Now, let's take a look at our red linking cubes. We'll count them the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, thank you. 5, 6, 7. I'm out. What's the last number I said? 7. And that tells us how many. If I said 7 last, how many do I have? 7. You're right. Is 7 equal to 10? No. So we will take these and get them out of here because we are looking for a group of 10s. This is 7 ones. And only a group of 10 ones makes a group of 10. All right, next. So we'll get those linking cubes out of here. Next, let's take a look at our pennies. I'll start putting our pennies in our 10 frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Is our 10 frame full? Yes. The last number I said was 10, so that tells us how many. So this is a group of 10. So we'll move it up to the top. Remember, we're trying to check and see if we can make groups of 10. And on our worksheet, we will circle those groups of 10. All right, next, let's check on our rocks. You guys want to do the rocks? Okay. Ooh, I love these rocks. All right, we're going to use our 10 frame and count out our rocks. 1, 2, 3. Notice how Mr. Baxter's being very careful to only put one item in each one of the squares. If I put 2 here, I think I would get confused. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. So is our 10 frame full? Yep. Last number I said was 10. You're exactly right. And that tells us how many. So we have a group of 10 rocks. Let's try these little blue pieces of paper next. How about that? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Uh-oh. I'm out. Is my 10 frame full? No. I've got one empty space. So do I have 10? No, not yet. So, I mean, I cannot say that this was a group of 10. Let's pull those off of here. Get them out of here. And last but not least, we're going to check on our goldfish. All right? Take a look at these goldfish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more makes 10. You're exactly right. Has it filled up our 10 frame? It sure did. It was 10 the last number we said? It sure was. So that tells us we have a group of 10. Awesome. So I can put this as a group of 10 also. So here I have 10 linking cubes, 10 pennies, 10 rocks, and 10 goldfish. And we did that using a 10 frame. Great job. All right. Now, I want to show you, we counted out, guys, we just counted out groups of 10 items. Well, in here, I have some straws. Because now I would like to find out how many groups of 10 did we have. I see we have some blue Lincoln cubes, some pennies, some rocks, and some goldfish. Let's count out 10 straws to go with each one of these groups. So then maybe we might be able to start thinking like mathematicians, and maybe we can count our groups of 10. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's my 10 straws to go with my 10 cubes. Let's do straws for our pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Awesome. Let's do it again for our rocks. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. So we have 10 straws for our 10 cubes, 10 straws for our 10 pennies, 10 straws for our 10 rocks, and last but not least, we had 10 goldfish. So let's count out 10 straws to go with those 10 goldfish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. So let's check and see. When we counted our objects, guys, lost a straw. When we counted our objects, how many groups of 10 did we find? Let's see what that looks like. I see a group of 10 Lincoln cubes, a group of 10 pennies, a group of 10 rocks, and a group of 10 goldfish. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many piles of 10 straws did we make? 1, 2, 3, 4. You're exactly right. So we could count how many groups of 10 do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, mathematicians, get ready. I'm going to show you how to count by tens. This will be coming a little later, but why not learn a little bit now? Count with me if you know how. 10, 20, 30, 40. We have 4 stacks of 10, which means altogether we had 40 straws. Great job. So that's how we count out 10 objects. We know that the last number we say tells us how many, and that is how we can use a 10 frame. And last thing you're going to do today, guys, let me move this stuff out of the way, is you're going to see a worksheet that looks like this on Seesaw. And the directions asks you to count each set of items. And what are we doing? Circle a group of 10 objects. If it does not have 10 objects, are you going to circle it? So let's start with some footballs up here. You're going to have footballs on your paper. I'm going to touch and count. And remember, the last number we say tells us how many. And if it's 10, we're going to circle it. If it's not 10, we'll leave it alone. Then down in the bottom, they're going to ask us how many times did we count a group of 10. Let's start with our footballs. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last number I said was 10, so that tells me how many. And a group of 10 I will circle. Next, we come to this array of circles. An array is a group that has the same number in each line as it does in each row. Let's count really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The last number I said was 9, and 9 is not 10. So we are not going to circle that one. All right, let's take a look at these rows. It's kind of like a snake. On your worksheet, it looks like a snake of apples. All right, so let's touch and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What was the last number we said? 10. So how many do we have? 10. You're exactly right. So we can circle this group. And over here, they gave us some basketballs. Let's count our basketballs and see if we have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't have 10 basketballs because we can't circle because we're only circling a group of 10. You're exactly right. Awesome. Don't forget to keep checking back on your learning target or where we're going and your success criteria to make sure that all this math is making sense. All right, on here, guys, yours were yellow. They gave you some yellow pairs. Yellow didn't show up on here, so I did some purple ones for you, okay? Let's touch and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The last number we said was 8, and that's not quite 10, so we can't circle those. All right, look, guys, they gave us a circle counting path. We know how to do this, right? Put your pencil down. When you put it down, you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and in the middle is 10. The last number we said was what? Look at that counting path we drew. The last number we said was 10. So guess what we can do with this? We can circle that group of 10. And then this is a group down here, guys. These are little lines drawn, and we wanted to touch and count each individual line. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You're right. So we can circle all of our lines also. Now, at the very bottom, the directions at the very bottom, guys, say, how many times did you count 10 ones? Remember, each one of these was a 1. If we got up to the number 10, it was a group of 10s. So how many times? Well, let's see. If we found a group of 10, what did we do with it? You're right. We circled it. So the smart strategy would be to go back and figuring out how many times we counted 10, we can count our circles. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 circles. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4 circled groups, how many times did we count 10 ones? 4. You're exactly right. So in your box on your worksheet, I want you to draw or type the number 4. Down across, down once more. That's the way we make a 4. This is your problem set for today, guys. I can't wait to see how it looks when you turn those in. Remember, this is your math module 5, lesson 1 for the kindergarten Eureka curriculum. Today's lesson was showing how I can circle a group of 10 objects. I can count to answer how many, and I know the last number I say tells me how many. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow morning.